We at No Research have been full steam ahead on how do we create AI deliverables? How do we make our data interactive? I was looking for a tool to leave behind for our brands and clients that allowed them to speak with, interact with, and test ideas with their fully fleshed persona. And I'm excited to share we created a tool to do just that. In partnership with buyer psychologist Katie Reed, we're excited to bring you Living Personas.
What that is actually a fully interactive custom GPT where we have taken all of the research conducted by No, and we actually extrapolate, pull from that the buyer psychology. And then what we build with it is this private GPT. It exists only for your company. It's in its own safe environment, and it has that buyer psychology and that research built right into it.
There's two main ways to build living personas. The first is in conjunction with fresh primary research. So in that case, our clients at No Research, at the end of their project, come away with a validated data set of all of their insights, analysis, and raw data that gets plugged immediately into their customized living personas. The other option is if you are sitting there as a client or a brand and thinking, but we just did a study. We have an amazing segmentation project that we just came out of. We built our personas already. Can we turn them into living personas? No problem, we can work that way too. We take your data set and use that to form the basis of the living persona. And the great thing about adding living personas to your project is that they move very quickly. So in the same pace that you may be used to getting a video sizzle reel or a podcast report or a roadshow presentation for your team, in that time window, we can also create this interactive deliverable.
This is just your data. It's not out searching the web or creating images or the other things that we tend to associate with large language models. It is just speaking to you as this client from your research and from the extrapolated buyer psychology. So this GPT now behaves, thinks, answers questions like your persona, your ideal customer, ideal buyer, ideal client. So while a living persona stays based on your validated research that you've done with No, when there's something big that happens in the real world, we can keep your living persona updated with all of that information as well, and keep it fresh with what you're really seeing in real customer behavior out in the world.
When brands choose a living persona as a deliverable, what they're choosing is interactivity with their customers. So traditionally, when you conduct primary research, you have a static report, you have a static data set at a point in time talking about the exact project objectives that you knew to put into the research at that time and place. What the living persona does is let you take all of that great research and keep using it.
The biggest benefit of having a living persona coming off of your research project is that now your research is brought to life.
If you have a solid set of discovery or foundational research and you know your target audiences and your personas, you do not have to commission another set of research and conduct more primary data gathering to ask them the next question. So the next time you have a business decision or you have a product or service or messaging or communications piece to test, you can test it with the living personas. That's what's so great about the living personas. There's no limitation on usage. Multiple teams throughout the organization can tap into that voice of the customer and have those conversations with those target audiences for whatever their need may be. To stay competitive, insights teams and research teams need to embrace this type of AI-enabled tool in their deliverable process. We have all gotten used to the AI tools that help us through gathering research data and analyzing that data. And the living persona is a great way of adding an AI-enabled tool into your deliverable set to make sure that those assets are interactive, agile, and used by your entire organization.
This is more than just a repository of all your data. This is taking your data and going deep into the psychology that drives it and giving you the ability to talk to that psychology, that persona, anytime you need to.